Welcome back to another live and amplified Indie Fusion podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quant, and we're back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we have a very special guest joining us for our Pancreatic Cancer Action Network fundraiser live stream. We've got Whitney Lusk. How's it going today?
Hi, good. How are you?
Doing really well. It's twice in 1 year. I feel like this is a sign or something. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
We went all them years barely to or knowing of each other, and then twice in 1 year. So
Here we are. Here we
yeah.
are. That's crazy
So
that the other one was a year ago. Wow.
right,
Time
right.
flies.
Yeah, it's been a whole thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so excited to have you back on. Thank you for participating in our fundraiser live stream marathon. I really appreciate that.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Um, so how's everything been going?
It's been good. It's been super busy. We've had a very busy summer, which is always nice. I am looking forward to the holidays, though, to just kind of relax and
Yeah.
chill with the family. But it's been great. I just released my new EP back in October, and that's going well. It's getting streams, and yeah.
Which that's the name of the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's literally all
Right,
they want to see.
right. How's so I believe the last time we talked, you were in the midst of releasing singles for the EP,
Yeah.
probably.
Yep, I
Uh,
think I was on my second one.
yeah. So how's it feel to finally have the full project out?
Really good because I feel like I kind of am starting with a clean slate now. This is like a good reintroduction to who I am as an artist now. And I'm so proud of all the songs on it. So I'm very happy that they're finally out in the world. One of them I've had for like probably 5 years, 5 or 6 years. So
Well,
yeah.
so you basically just got everything out now. Now you can start fresh with brand new
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep, I have more singles that I'm working on. I have like 4 or 5 in the works right now just to release over the course of the next year, and I'm really excited about those too. I'm very proud of this music I've been working on, so it's fun. It's
Nice.
been a good time.
Nice. Now you said that the EP released was, or you hinted at that it was like a little bit of an older sound, or not exactly representing who you are right now.
No, so the stuff I had out previously, I had released almost 10 years ago. Some of it was 10 years old, and my voice has changed quite a bit. So in a sort, I'm doing a bit of a rebranding.
Okay.
So I think this stuff that I'm working on now, that I'm releasing now, it's more honest to who I am. I feel like I've lived a lot in the past 10 years, and I have different stories to tell that I think are just more me. So I'm really excited about this music.
Nice. And so obviously that's all still up in the air. You don't want to trample on the EP because you want to kind of give that the best chance it can to kind
Yeah,
of do
for
its
sure.
thing. But are you thinking like beginning of next year you'll start releasing your new stuff?
Yeah, because December is such a weird time to release music. So
Yeah.
I think probably January I'll start releasing. I teased one on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and it went viral on all three. And it was just me sitting there with my guitar, and I was like, crap. This is not done. This song is nowhere near done. I just wrote it yesterday. But we're in the process of getting that one, and that'll probably be one of my first ones that comes out.
Nice. Got to strike while the iron's hot, right?
Yeah. So who knows? If we get that done before the end of the year, maybe I'll risk the biscuit and release it.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like, I feel like kind of once you get into mid-December, you're probably okay to start putting out regular music.
Yeah, because I feel like people in November are breaking out the Christmas tunes, and
Yeah.
then towards December they're like, okay, we're done.
Right. Well, and the whole November thing is because internationally, after Halloween, nobody has anything until Christmas.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
starting November 1st in like the UK, Australia, whatever, it's
That's the
Christmas
next
time.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes total sense for sure.
So it's just one of those things where it's like, it's annoying because it's like it's too early to start setting up for Christmas in my
Oh yeah.
opinion. But
Well, I
um,
mean, you walk in. I went to go find some Halloween decoration, and they already had like all the Christmas stuff set up, and
mhm.
I was like, "Come on, give a girl a chance to
Oh yeah,
get her Halloween stuff up."
right. Well, had a similar situation, except this was like in September. They had
Oh,
Christmas stuff out. I
it's
went
so crazy.
when I need to go get like something quick. There's a Dollar General right down the road from me, and I'll just run there to grab whatever it is I needed. They've had Halloween stuff out since like July. Like once 4th of July hit, they had
Yeah.
Halloween stuff out. And I'm like, all right, that's annoying, but
Yep.
I'll take your candy. That's fine.
And then
And
halfway
then,
through December, they'll have February's
oh yeah,
Valentine's Day stuff out. It's
I would
wild.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they start having Valentine's Day stuff out by Thanksgiving.
Oh, for sure. For
So
sure. It's so crazy.
it's like, all right, I'm good.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
uh, so how's the obviously the new stuff you're working on, I'm assuming is all pretty much written and it's just kind of getting into the recording process.
Yep. Yep. We the a few songs on the EP, and then all these new songs I'm working on. I'm actually bringing my band guys in and having them track on them, which has
Mm.
been so fun. And then I think it translates really well onto stage too, because they came up with the parts. They're the ones, they feel it a little bit deeper. So that's been really fun.
Awesome, awesome. And then where are you kind of at show wise right now?
We have our last full band show this Friday here in
Okay.
Utah. So we're slowing down, but you always get those random ones that just pop up. And
Mhm.
but we are booking for 2025, which is super fun, super cool.
Nice,
I like that that's happening.
nice. That's cool. I'm hoping to get back up to Utah in 2025. I really like it up there. Like I'm not going to move to Utah because
Yeah.
it like I'm good, but just to come up and visit it, just to come visit, like
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
good.
For
But
sure.
it also doesn't help that the only place I really go to is Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
And it's like I go to Salt Lake City and then it's just like I feel like I kind of got to be on my best behavior when I'm there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I totally get it.
yeah, and so it's just like I'm here for a few days and then I'm going back to the land of the heathens here in
Yeah.
Texas. So
I love it.
so
Yeah, Utah's a bubble, as they
yeah,
say, but it's it's always fun, sometimes to get yourself in one of those situations.
right, right. How bad's the weather get up there in the winter? Does it get pretty bad in the wintertime or no, not really?
It does. The past couple of years have been really weird. Like yesterday it was snowing. And
Oh,
now
oh,
today it's like sunny and 55 and it's like beautiful outside. But
yeah,
yesterday it was like flurries of snow and the mountains are all capped, so it's beautiful. But I say the past couple of years we've had like a solid handful of pretty big snowstorms, and then it just
hmm,
gets so cold and windy that the snow just stays for a long
yeah,
time. But it's nice. The more snow we get, the better the summers are, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, but it does get very cold here and very snowy.
Fair, perfect. Well, you don't have to worry about that right now because you're getting ready to go to Nashville. So
Yeah, I was looking at the weather for Nashville and I was like, oh, okay, so I don't need a coat. I'll
well,
take that from my suitcase.
you might because it might get cold at night or
Yeah,
cold.
yeah, for sure. I always like to take a jacket of some sort just to cover my bases, but the
Mhm.
humidity, man, that like it throws me off every time. I get out of the car, I'm all, it's 70 degrees, but it feels like it's freaking 98. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well,
but
that humidity will kill you. It'll get
oh
you.
yeah.
It'll get you.
Makes
Oh,
for a fun time though.
nice. So you're headed out, getting ready to head out to Nashville. What are you doing out there?
So, a mentor friend of mine is being inducted into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. So I got invited to go sit at his table and watch that happen, which is really, really exciting. I've been to one about probably 5 years ago, and Brooks and Dunn were there. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood were there. Sarah Evans. It was like, that was right before I got my publishing deal offer, and I was on cloud nine. I was like, this is Nashville. This is so fun. So we'll see who's there this time. I don't know what to expect, but I'm really excited.
Nice. Maybe you'll get a record deal after this one.
Yeah. Here's hoping.
Right? Isn't that kind of how it works? The first time you went, you got a publishing deal, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put it out. We'll put it out there. Maybe it'll come to fruition.
I mean, the fact that you don't have one is very shocking to me, but
thank you. That's very kind.
So, so how long are you going to be in Nashville? Is it just a quick trip, or are you going to be there for a little bit?
This one's a short trip. I'll be there for 3 days. And yeah, so it's just in and out. And then I'm planning to go back in February for a good chunk of time to do the CRS thing, and then probably just get in as many shows and co-writes as I can.
Nice. We will have to connect at CRS because I will be there.
Okay, deal.
I haven't even gotten my media passes yet, but I know the PR man or the PR company that's doing it, and it's like, I think I got a shot.
Yeah.
Like I was there last year, so I don't know. I don't see why they would reject me. So, would this be your first CRS or?
I went last year, kind of. I piggybacked with one of my radio friends here in Utah. So I met quite a few people. I ran into some people that I've opened up for here in Utah. And it was a good networking opportunity. So I want to go back and do it again for sure. And
do it properly, I guess is kind of
Yeah, it was kind of one of those things that I was in town and my friend was like, you should come. And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know that was an option, but okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a good time.
That's really cool. I'm honestly surprised we didn't run into each other, but I was also back.
You're doing your thing. Yeah.
So, no, that's really cool. How's the scene in Utah been going?
Like the music scene, shows and stuff?
Yeah.
It's been good. This year has probably been the busiest year we've had as far as shows go. But we've even had some out of state, which has been really fun. So hopefully next year, we're very open, me and my whole band are very open to the idea of touring. So we're hoping to get on some bigger festivals and some more maybe opening gigs, maybe do our own little tour. So we'll see.
Yeah. Because I remember last time I had sent you, or you'd asked about venues in Texas.
Yeah.
And I don't know if any of that ended up getting in contact, because we've started doing like live podcasts, and I've tried to like get in contact with some of those people, and it is the friggin' hardest thing to do ever. So
venues are so hard to like kind of prove yourself to.
Yeah.
You know, you have to, that label behind you really helps for sure.
Right.
So.
Right. It's one of those things where it's like once you get in the door, you're fine.
Yep.
But getting that door open, it's like,
you're like, let me in.
Let me in. I promise I'll be all right. So, especially coming in from out of town, and if you've never played like Texas or anything before, it's like,
oh yeah, because it's its whole own little circuit, you know. So I don't know how they take to out of towners, but I'll let you know when I find out.
I mean, they take pretty good. Like they'll bring people do runs around Texas. It's really not as crazy because I think Texas is just very open to the idea of like songwriters coming in and sharing their thing. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's why I like Texas.
Yeah, Texas is. I'm here. I love it. So
you're a little biased. You're like,
well, I've only been here 5 years, so like I have no real skin in the game. So, but
it's still something, it's still home. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But I do want to thank you for joining us on the PanCan fundraiser. I know when we first started talking about this, you had shared a brief little story about your experience with pancreatic cancer. And my grandpa
Lusk, so my dad's dad, he passed away from pancreatic cancer when I was 8 years old. So when you mentioned that, I was like, heck yeah, sign me up. I
Yeah,
would love to be a part of it.
nice, awesome. And it's really interesting how much of that is kind of coming out of the woodworks now,
Hmm.
and not that it wasn't there before, but I think people like it. All it takes is that one person to kind of open the door to be like, "Hey, let's talk about it."
Yeah.
And now there's just so many people that have had been affected by pancreatic cancer or diseases of the pancreas. So,
Yeah. Do you know people like what got you into
so yeah. So my mother passed away three 3 years ago,
I'm so
little over
sorry.
3 years ago. And so the original idea for this fundraiser was initially we thought she was going to have like some time
Yeah,
before she passed, and I wanted to try and fundraise for her to kind of offset some of those medical costs for my
for sure.
family. But then she just went so quickly that,
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it's like, okay. And then I
Yeah.
just like I'd given up on the idea for a little bit, and then one of the nonprofit that we're fundraising for, they reached out to me and was like, "Hey, just wanted to check on you. How are you doing? How's your mother doing?" Because at that point they didn't know she had passed, and
Yeah.
I told them, and then they were like, they kind of helped me through some things, and they were like, "If you're still interested, we'd love to try and help you do the fundraiser."
That's awesome.
And so this is our fourth one.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was
I'm
a
sorry for your loss though.
yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, but I mean, I don't know that many people where pancreatic cancer didn't come out of
It's
nowhere.
yeah,
So
it's a quick one too,
yeah. How
for sure.
much I mean, you said you were 8 when your grandpa passed?
Yeah, I was young, so I remember bits and pieces. I remember he had some form of cancer prior, and he
Hmm.
fought really hard, went into remission, and then once he got the diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, he was kind of just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm not doing that again. And so
Hmm.
then once he had kind of made up his mind, he went fairly quick. But
Hmm.
all of us, like, we were all there, and it was. I remember his funeral so well,
Hmm.
um, and you know, I think both my grandpas have passed away from different things, but I think
Hmm.
about them all the time. My dad, I know my dad misses his dad so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it does. But I appreciate you sharing that story and the connection. Like
Of course.
once you kind of told me that, it was like we've got to make this work. So
Yeah. I appreciate you asking.
yeah,
That was not it was a quinkydink, I guess you could
yeah.
say.
Oh yes, oh yes. It happens all the time. We'll
Yep.
just kind of put it that way.
Yeah.
Um, but I appreciate it. And then just for everybody, if you're interested in making a donation, the link is in the lower third description. Like wherever you're watching this, it's there's a donation link everywhere. I would really appreciate it. But Whitney, I really appreciate your time. Just kind of looking forward. Obviously, you'd mentioned holiday seasons are coming and shows are kind of slowing down. What's kind of the thought process moving forward? Do you already have shows booked for 2025, or is it all still kind of
Yeah,
up in the air?
we have some in the works, and then we have some already scheduled.
Hmm.
So and a few of them are out of staters, which is really cool. So
Yes.
we're working on it, and I'll post those dates on my website and my social media when I get them solidified.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
What have you been doing outside the music business?
Um, I've gotten really into sourdough.
Okay.
I bake a lot of sourdough. I make some really fire sourdough Cheez-Its. My husband said I should call them Cheez-Wits and sell them. Um, and I gardened all summer. I did a garden, which was really fun. Just random stuff. I've been reading. It's nice to have something that takes my brain off of the music sometimes
Hmm.
because I love music, but it's still a business. I'm
Hmm.
still trying to make a career out of it. So sometimes I get too caught up in that mindset, and it's really nice to have just like a palate cleanser in a sense. The other day, my husband, it was like Sunday, and I was baking 3 different sorts of sourdough thing, and he's like, "How are you doing this? Like, my brain, when I'm exhausted, I can't do that." And I was like, it's not tiring though. Like, it fuels me in a different way. It's so weird, but
it's a different part of the brain. It's like, because it's baking, it's more analytical and it's like precision, whereas music's a little bit more freeform.
It's more artistic. Exactly. That's a great way to put it, for sure. So that's what I've been doing.
And it's actually kind of funny because it's all art at the end of the day, because definitely baking is art, but there's a direct ABC coordination to make sourdough anything. So
yes, and I think too, like with music and baking, it's the finality of it all. Like once it's done, you know? Once a song is created, it's created, and there it is.
Nice.
And sometimes that's a longer process than just like baking a loaf of bread. But it's you can look at it and be like, I did that. That's so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. I started making my own pizzas.
Really?
It's expensive. Like, I mean,
it's an expensive hobby.
It's an expensive hobby, but it's like when I do finally get a chance to sit down and do it, because it's one of those things where if you start making pizza like 2 or 3 times a month, it's like, all right, I'm kind of burnt out on it. But you know, like when you do get to do it, it's like cool. I love it. So
100%. Do you have like a pizza oven, or do you just use your oven?
So I have a pizza brick that you just throw in your regular pizza stone. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I wish I had a pizza oven, but I live in an apartment complex, and
they probably frown upon that.
Well, they frown upon the fact that I tried to grow cayenne peppers on my back porch.
Oh my goodness!
And because it was hard for me to keep them alive, and so they just kept kind of dying. And they're like, if they're gonna just keep dying, stop doing it. And I'm like.
Like, thanks a lot.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
You're like, I'm not killing them on purpose.
Right? It's like, I blame you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're doing it on purpose.
Right,
spraying that pesticide.
Yeah, but no, it's once I finally, at the end of next year, when I get out of my lease here, I'm actively in the process of trying to get a house or something to kind of be able to do my own thing. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That's so fun.
It's expensive, but you know.
Oh yeah. As life is.
Right. I kind of like the idea of having a second or third room, so people can come over and not feel like, oh, we're kicking Tom out of his bed.
Yeah.
You know. And then also have a place to kind of set up the podcast studio and all that fun stuff. So
yeah, have your own little room. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That's so fun. I hope you get that.
Oh, it'll happen. It's just a matter of where am I going to set up? Like, is it going to be here in Waco? Am I going to go a little bit further south?
Yeah.
Who knows?
That's the question.
Yep. Absolutely. But I really appreciate your time. If anybody wants to check out your music, any of that fun stuff, where's the best place to find you?
I'm on all streaming platforms. It's just Whitney Lusk, Lusk. And follow me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I don't really use X or whatever, Twitter, but all the other stuff, I'm there.
Nice. Have you gotten into Threads yet?
No, because I was like, that's just one more thing to deal with.
Fair.
I don't think people care to hear my thoughts that much, but I probably should do it. Everybody else is doing it. That's such a follower thing to say.
I 100% get where you're coming with on that one, but I don't know. Once you kind of figure out the trick on Threads, it's really kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Because is the algorithm like completely different than Instagram's algorithm?
Yes. So
that's wild.
Basically, the difference is, Instagram's triggered more by hashtags and like, you know, that the searchability of hashtags.
Yeah.
Whereas Threads is more it doesn't really factor in hashtags, so it'll be like keywords that you use throughout the
Okay.
post
Yeah.
that'll kind of generate the interest,
Interesting.
and then
Okay.
other posts that you interact with. So it's a little bit more intuitive. I
Okay.
find it very interesting and
Hmm.
fascinating.
Well, maybe I'll check it out. Maybe I'll try out the threads.
Right? Just throw out there, hey, has anybody got any good sourdough bread recipes? And you'll be
Yeah.
it'll be very interesting to see
Hey, that's a good idea.
what comes up. So, but
See, you're a threads pro. Look at
uh,
that.
I wouldn't go that far. I just experiment a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, but really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will be right back with our next guest.